Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ignorant Intellectual on Media. Today, I thought we'd do our next episode in the father-daughter top 100 movie review. We're on number 31, which is Trainspotting, 1996. Danny Boyle film. This is what put Danny Boyle on the map, actually, and then he ended up having a glorious career that's still going on. I mean, he's done some really good movies. Slumdog Millionaire is another one. I think it might be actually on here. We'll be watching it in the future, and other films as well. But that's the one that I remember the most, other than this one. Now, I watched Trainspotting when it first came out. Back in the day when you had VHS tapes and you went to Blockbuster to rent them, I rented this film and went and saw it. Brought it home and saw it. And I didn't like it very much because I didn't understand it. This film is night and day if you have subtitles. Okay, so if you're North American and you don't have subtitles and you're watching this film, you're going to get lost unless you put it on like a really high volume and pause and rewind and pause and try to figure out what the hell they're saying sometimes, right? But if you have the subtitles, you understand what they're saying, and the movie flows really well, right? So, and the second view, which was the one I just did. Extremely good film. It's a really good film. Basically, it's Ewan McGregor starring with others, and pretty much all the other actors in this film end up going on to other films. I don't want to go listing each of them. The only one I want to mention other than Ewan McGregor is Kelly MacDonald, who plays his underage girlfriend. She's the one that I go, hey, she's young, but isn't she like the dude's wife in No Country for Old Men, the guy that took all the money and he had a wife that he sent away to his mother's place? And it was, yeah, actually. So she is actually, British and speaks with a British accent. But in that film, No Country for Old Men, she was like a Southern girl with a Southern accent. She pulled it off like extremely well. So. I'm quite impressed with her acting. But this film is basically a drug film. This is, it's a little less serious than, let's say, a Requiem for a Dream. But basically, it's about Ewan McGregor and all of his friends end up, they're all heroin addicts, and all they like to do is go, rob stores and steal stuff and turn it into heroin so they can shoot up and just get high or whatever, right? And then Ewan McGregor decides that this isn't a life for him, and he decides to move from Edinburgh, because it takes place in, I think, at Edinburgh originally, and then he moves to London and cleans himself up, and he ends up getting a job and other things, but then his friends end up showing up at his apartment in London. First, can't remember the name of the I'll put it here. He shows up because he's on the lam because of a crime that he committed. He ended up leaving Edinburgh to get away from the cops. And then his other friends follow, and then he goes back into the same, habit again, right? So, it's a horse that's on your back and a monkey on your back that it's really hard to get rid of once you get addicted to it, right? So this film does that. And there's a second film later on, like 20 something years later, because at the end of the film, I don't want to ruin, but the film's 20 something years old, right? So if you've watched it, you know at the end he basically screws over all of his friends for a bunch of money, and he takes off on them. And 25 years later or whatever, just recently they put out a Trainspotting 2, and it's his friends catching up with him afterwards after that, right? So a really good film, as long as you have the subtitles on, because if you don't have the subtitles on, unless you're British, you won't understand a lot of the slang or a lot of the how they're speaking. It's kind of hard to follow, right? So what did you think of the film?
I don't understand what the obsession is with poop in that movie, because I've seen gore and I'm not easily disgusted, but that movie like really disgusted me because it was like so visual, like it was so detailed. I don't know, like it was just like poop all over the place. And like there was like that one part where he had to like go inside a toilet to grab like his medicine. I don't know if he was high or if it was real, because after that whole scene, like he was wet, he was soaking wet, so I don't know where that water came from, but it was disgusting, And this movie is sad because of like their addiction and stuff, but it's reality. Like for example, like that one mother that forgot to feed her baby because she was out getting high. Like that was really sad. And even like the like how they edited the baby, or I don't know if it was edited or if it was like an actual doll or whatever. Like it was. Ugh. Like it was disgusting, but I guess it's good for the viewers because it shows them like the possible consequences of their actions, like or like maybe like discourage them to like not get into heroin. I like how it visually showed withdrawal because one of the friends like he just like stopped using heroin cold turkey, and it like shows like what he went through, which is like the room warping, the walls closing in, and he was even like hallucinating the baby. So like that was like that visual was crazy in my opinion. And overall it was a good movie, but it's just disgusting in my opinion.
Yeah, I quite liked the film more than the first time I watched it. So, but yeah, some of the visuals in it, Danny Boyle, he goes on to do 28 Days Later, and you ever watch that film? Um, there's some pretty good gore scenes in that, so he's got the chops for doing that, or he's hiring the right people, anyways. But overall, great film, and I think it deserves to be on the top 100. It's probably, I don't know, I think maybe Slumdog Millionaire is probably his best film, but this may be his second. 28 Days Later, maybe his third. So, all right. So let's scratch, see what's underneath it, even though it's half scratched already from kids that I had over visiting my son. Right. Yeah. Okay. Film number 31, Trainspotting. Let's see what's underneath. We kind of see what's underneath already, but see
I
it clearly.
don't understand what it is, to be honest. Oh, it's what I was talking about.
Yeah, he's stuck in the toilet.
Yeah.
He ended up going down the toilet, and he ends up coming out of the toilet afterwards, like pulling himself out of the toilet. It's definitely a hallucination, I think. So that's Trainspotting, Danny Boyle film from 1996. If you enjoy the video, leave a thumbs up, think about subscribing, and we'll talk to you in film number 32, which is the Alfred Hitchcock film, Vertigo. All right, so bye for now.
Bye.